Alright, today we're going to be installing the Memphis Shades Road Warrior on this 2026 Harley Davidson Street Bob. And we have it right here, nice and painted, pinstripe to match the rest of the bike. If you guys haven't seen the video yet of the artwork and pinstriping and painting of this bike, I'm going to link it up at the end so you guys can see how we have started this journey now with this bike, giving it an old school feeling, the modern twist, right? So yeah, watch that video. We also went ahead and did the same thing with the handguard. So these are gonna look really, really nice to match up with the fairing right here. This is the hardware you're gonna get when you ordered your fairing. I also went ahead and I got this headlamp extension right here. I highly suggest getting this if you want your headlamp to stay flush with the front of the fairing, rather than you having your fairing and then having your headlamp pushed in all the way. It doesn't look that nice. Now, this is a pretty simple install. You don't need any crazy tools. You don't even need to be a mechanic. So if you're good with your hands and you like working on your bike in your garage, simple install. Let's start wrenching. Now, I already went ahead and I loosened up this bolt right here. So we're gonna be taking this out. This holds the headlamp right in place. So right underneath the headlamp, you're gonna be taking off the stock bracket right here. I already went ahead and I loosened the bolt right here. We're gonna take this off and then we're gonna replace the middle part with the headlamp extension that Memphis Shades has, and it also comes with two spacers. Oop. So on the bottom part of the extension, you're gonna see these little notches right here. That's gonna go right over this. That comes with the bike already. So we'll put it at the farthest point, which is gonna be right there. So this is the same OEM piece that was here before holding the light. We're gonna take that out. We're gonna keep the OEM bolt though. Hold that spacer up right there and put the OEM bolt in. Hold that back. Take the other spacer, put it right inside. Take the other bolt that we took out of the bottom just to hold the light block in place. I'm not gonna go ahead and tighten it up too much because we want to have a little room to kind of move the light around until everything is secure right in place where we really want it to be at. Same thing with this. I don't want to tighten it up too much because we don't know where we're gonna want our headlight to stay at. Nice and loose still so we can move it around. All right, so you're gonna have both of these mounting plates right here. Each one of them is gonna go on each side of the inside of the fairing right here. What you need to do first is just take these bolts off. So you take that out. Side right here, so it's gonna go on the outside. What you wanna do is take the rubber grommet off, and then we're just gonna feed it through the holes right here. So now we have both of the rubber grommets in there. We're gonna go ahead and put these in from the front. So now you're gonna take your mounting plate, make sure it aligns everything. You can kind of move the screw in from the front. Those bolts in there. These mounting plates are really cool. So you're gonna have your triggers right here. You pull that forward and that lifts up just like that. This is why I really like using Memphis Shades product, because they're super simple to install, super simple to use. And if you want to ride with your fairing, you leave it on. And if you want to ride with your fairing off, you can take it off. These lock-in mechanisms work really, really well. And it's just the option to always want to have the fairing on or want to have the fairing off. All right, so the next step is gonna be to attach the clamps right here. I already went ahead and I did the two on the other side plus the bottom one. This side is gonna have like a little tooth right there, which is gonna latch on. You're gonna wanna do it on the third slot. So I'll clamp this one on this side, then I'll go here, take it from the top, or you can slide it on. I just like to do it this way. It snaps right onto there. This little bolt right here is gonna go in on the side, and you're gonna screw it on. Now you wanna make sure that all the notches are pointing forward. I'm not gonna go ahead and tighten this up too much. You should also be 2 inches from the top and then 2 inches from the bottom. So this is what I was talking about. These notches right here, these all should be pointing forward, not towards the back. I went ahead and I tightened everything up, but I didn't put it that tight. You don't want to go ahead and put it too tight because you want to play around with your fairing. Once you take your fairing and you latch it onto here, the clamps might not align with each other. So you want to give yourself some space to kind of move them around or so everything can fall into place. Once the fairing falls into place, you can go ahead and tighten everything up. Just to show you that these trigger mechanisms, you're gonna point them up. This is where they're gonna latch onto here. This bottom opening right here is gonna latch onto the bottom clamp, and then where the trigger on top goes, this other opening there is gonna latch onto the top clamp. You know what, let's just put it over the headlamp first. Give yourself enough space. And then from the side, you can kind of gauge where everything is falling in place. Now, I already see that on this side, my top clamp is too low. So I'm gonna just adjust this here. And I'm gonna move the clamp. It's a little out of place as well. But once you do this for the first time and you have everything lined up, the next time you want to take on and off the fairing, you won't have to because it's going to be locked in place. Alright, so now that we have our fairing right where we want it to, just go ahead over here in the back, release the triggers, lift them up. So I can take my fairing off now, so I can have a little space to tighten up that bottom bolt where the headlamp is at. Just give them enough space. And that's how easy it is to take off your fairing as well. So like I was saying before, like I love using the Memphis Shades product. I've used them on 2 of my previous bikes in the past. On my 2015 Dyna, and then I had my 2020 Lowrider S. I had the Road Warriors on them. I've had the Memphis Shades Del Rio, the Del Rey, a bunch of the products, and this is one of my favorite things, that if I just want to ride without a fairing one day, it takes 2 seconds to take them off. And if I want to ride with more wind protection, which is one of the main reasons why you want a fairing, I put it back on, and it's super easy to do. So we'll go a little bit more about the wind protection when we take the bike out for a test ride next video. But the #1 reason why you want a fairing is for wind protection, and then also looks, because it looks really, really cool. We're just missing one last thing, and that's gonna be the windshield. This is a dark smoke. This is also a 9-inch. I like the 9-inch, but I think later on we'll go ahead and we'll put on an 11-inch just for more wind protection. For right now, I just want a little something more shorter, just because of the look I want for the bike at the moment, but more wind protection, obviously, with the higher windshield you get. So we're gonna be putting on an 11-inch shield pretty soon. Now we're gonna go ahead and get the screws for this, pop it in, and we're all done. Oh, I forgot. We need to put our handguards on as well. These will hand tight right now, and then we'll slightly tighten them with a flathead from the front. You don't gotta do it too tight. What do you guys think about the color matched paint on the fairing with the pinstripes to add on to it, man? I think it looks awesome. I'm really, really happy the way everything came out. The bike just, it looks like a different bike now, man. I love that. All right, now we just gotta put our handguards on. These are real simple. These are gonna go right in over here. So all we're gonna do is loosen up our mirrors. It comes with a little bracket that goes over the mirror right here. We'll take the mirror off, we'll put it right through, and then basically it'll be just like this.